Welcome to the final project of computer graphics. First of all, we can check how the crowd is coming together. That is, the different members of the crowd are going to the same direction, making a block, and then coming to persecute the target. This is because not only I used the three regular rules of Boyd's, yeah, the actual crowd algorithm for the movement is Boyd's, but also included a target persecution rule in order to make the enemy characters intelligent, which is one of the advanced features. Moreover, they have hierarchical animations as they can move their limbs, and in a kind of realistic way, since well, it's a realistic movement, and they also turn to the side that they're walking on, just as the user character. It should also be noted that in the case of the enemies, x-axis has more priority over z. That's why now we are checking the x-axis. If they were only to move in z axis, we would check the z movement. All the objects that we can see are 3D objects, meaning that we can have different views of them, and we are not just checking a top-down view of them. We can actually see them in different fashions. Moreover, a user has total control of the camera. They can rotate it using the mouse and zoom in, zoom out, move right, move left using the keyboard arrows. It should also be noted that different textures have been used in order to map the objects. This way we can check that stone for the castle and the campanile, which aims to resemble Trinity's campanile, has been used, as well as different brick PNG images for the broken buildings, gold for the enemies, silverish metal for the user character, water for the river, metal for the spire, and so on. It should be noted that all objects have been applied, well, all specific texture objects, textures which, as I said, have been generated using PNG files, have different qualities regarding fog illumination, since all of them have unique and different combinations of specular coefficient and object color. It should be noted that also that the enemies and the user character have used the same shaders in order to provide this well, the same kind of reflections in order to make the metal forming the humanoids seem more treated, more rich in a way. So yeah, that would be it. Regarding the illumination, apart from the fact that all materials have different properties, we should also note that the illumination uses both specular, well, both ambient and diffuse lighting, as well as specular, as we can check in the reflections, which are especially notable in the humanoids and the top part of the castle. But not only that, all objects have actual visible highlights if we stop to see them. It's just that these ones are the most obvious in order to show in a short period of time. Then, regarding the dynamics and physics, we can actually check that we have a day cycle, being blue during the day, red at sunset, and grayish during the night. During the day, the sun is rotating around the zenith. Well, the sunlight is rotating around the zenith with a point lighting, and during the night we have the moon rotating around the zenith. That's why we have a more yellowish light in sun hours and a more bluish light in night hours. There is an additional light in the castle, which aims story-wise to keep enemies away, which is there. That point of light that forms over here. Next, it should be noted that all models are self-made, including the humanoid ones, but the car over there, the reason for that is that I wanted to show that external models can also be implemented. I acquired that from a specific resource that I mentioned in the report. And there are different. The terrain has different heights, meaning that we can go down to the water and splash on it. We can actually check that because of the fact that it covers part of our legs. Then we can go to the bridge, which is a little bit lower than the height of the block of terrain, as we can see by the fact that now it goes a little bit up. And then in the castle, we can actually go up, sorry, up and down, and then we can finally go up again in the next one. Images of that are also provided in the report. And now we're gonna focus on the story behind it. So, first of all, I'm gonna get caught by these enemies in order to see the animation of when they catch us again. Well, we actually go to the starting point, meaning that the game is reset in a sense whenever we get caught, so we can have another try. In this story, the humans started abusing cybernetic implants in the future, and that is the reason why the artificial intelligence took over the consciousness. This way, that's why they move in a flock, by the way. It's like the same mind behind them. This way, it's like the ones that were less cybernetic implantage modified, in a way. The ones that were less modified with cybernetic implants are the ones that still have their consciousness intact. And that's why the artificial intelligence moving the bodies of the remaining ones are trying to persecute them. Actually, there are some differences in the models, slight, but some, that can be checked in the Blender files. And once they catch us in the initial point, it's game over since we can no longer move. Hope you liked it. Oh, I almost forgot. That side is prohibited for making the game a little bit easier. For the enemies, prohibited for the enemies.